Well, hello everyone. Jess Stainbrook here with the Invisible Disabilities Association on our Invisible InCourage podcast. And today we're actually going to have some fun. I've got Wayne Connell, the CEO and founder, and we're going to talk about technology and a lot of the things that are coming around based off of online options for where our podcast can go. And Wayne, I'm going to let you kind of do the surprise on the TV stuff. So yeah, here's Wayne, and let's have this conversation. It should be fun.
Well, hey, Jess, we're excited about announcing Invisible Disabilities Television. I think what we might want to do is really talk a little bit about Invisible Disabilities Association first, just so people
Sure.
understand who we are. IDA is really about believing. We believe you. Sometimes the invisible nature of illness and pain may lead to disbelief. People don't understand people because of that. You're rejected by friends and family and healthcare providers. Sometimes you're accused of being lazy and faking an illness. So why Invisible Disabilities Association? Really, the story begins when I met my wife back in 1992. And when I met her, she was diagnosed with primary progressive MS and Lyme disease in 1991. And at the age of 27, permanently disabled, struck down in the prime of her life. We got married in 94, and in 96, she coined the phrase invisible disabilities. We'd park in a disability parking, accessible parking. People would scream at us. Jess, you know about those nasty notes that people leave on people's cars when they can't see it. And that's exactly what was happening as people would yell at us and scream at us and say, you're not in a wheelchair. You can't park there. We took some of her writings, one of them, a great pamphlet called Don't Judge by Appearances, which we still have through Invisible Disabilities. It really helps people with accessible parking to understand it, give them an idea. And the organization was born out of that. And, here we are, oh my goodness, 27, 28, 29, whatever the number of years, almost 3 decades later. And we're so excited about the future for us, especially in 2024.
Well, and we've really made some great strides too, as well. When you talk about the stories, especially around parking, around law enforcement interactions, first responder interactions, we've been able to create legislation that helps people get the disability ID symbol on their driver's license or government ID. And we've also created during COVID, I think Wayne has his there. We created the disability ID card that people can wear, has your photo on it, a little bit of information, has an emergency contact, but again, shows that symbol. And so, yeah, we've taken some great strides for moving things forward. I mean, we're all about awareness and bringing more understanding for people who are living with invisible disabilities. And again, it's why we're excited. We have a couple of different podcast or video type programs that we're actually launching and moving toward this new IDTV, Invisible Disabilities Television. So how'd that come about?
Well, it was just amazing. So a good friend of our organization is Brian J. Esposito, and Brian is our director of development and known around the world, an incredible CEO and mover and shaker and a true influencer. And it really, through Brian, had an opportunity to be introduced to Kathy Ireland, and so excited to see the great work that Kathy's doing, and Jason Winters, her longtime business partner. And we were introduced to a thing that we saw. I was just perusing the LinkedIn one day, Jess, and I saw this thing. It said, "Your home television," and Kathy Ireland was involved. And I thought, what's your home television? And so I looked at it. I commented on it. I love commenting on LinkedIn just to really share the great stuff that we're doing. And I said, our dream of our organization has always been to have a 24-hour television channel. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why, Jess, is my background, and especially your background, is a reason why we're excited about television. And I'll just share a little bit about my background. So, prior to Invisible Disabilities, I actually was my degrees in TV and radio broadcasting, and I love television. Love being involved. Kind of an amateur video guy. Did some videos and been a sound engineer for many, many years. But really taking that technology into Invisible Disabilities, we did some stuff in 2011. We called it our Invisible No More campaign, and we got people to send in clips of their video about their stories. We kind of put it together, but we were way ahead of our time on that. This is when phones on telephones weren't even hardly out at the time, and we were just so far ahead of. And so it's just been a passion of mine. How do we share that story? And just tell us a little bit about yourself. You came on board in 2018, but why did you get involved with Invisible Disabilities? And it was way before 2018. And what is your passion?
Yeah, well, most people know me for my background in media and broadcast television. So to see us move into this television thing is kind of a natural step for me. I mean, I've been doing this my entire career. I have a bunch of these floating around. If you've ever seen them, let's see, here's some Emmys, here's some Tellys. Um,
Yeah, I
uh,
don't have any of those
yeah, I
yet.
got shelves full of those based on, a network that I built here in Colorado and a bunch of other programming that I've created over my entire career. But I really got started with IDA, helping with videotape the galas. And then we would take those and turn it into short form things that we could put. And then again, once online, viewing came about, we could put those pieces up there, and it's just continued to grow. I joined IDA in 2018, and of course brought all those skill sets with me. I can't help myself with that. It's all the creativity just keeps happening. So thanks to Wayne for letting me, still do what I do in that context. But we launched a bunch of different programs before we partnered with Your Home TV, just as a podcast and informational and things that would help people understand more about what was going on. So our Invisible InCourage podcast really has we have a ton of episodes, and we're excited to launch that on the Your Home TV network as well. But it's an opportunity to talk to experts and across a wide variety of things that people are dealing with in the invisible disability space.
Well, I tell you, we couldn't be more grateful to Sean Stockel and Dominic Malillo with Your Home Television, and them stepping up and saying, "Hey, they want to support Invisible Disabilities Television. They want us to be part of their great their network that they've built, and it's an on-demand type of network. It's awesome. You can go and watch any of the shows that are out there. They have over 30 channels now. They're launching an additional at least 30 or more, from my understanding." And we're excited to be part of that. I mean, we couldn't, it is just, I haven't been able to sleep for 2 months because of finding out about this, and exciting about launching it and those things. Now, you talked about, what are we going to be launching on there? Well, yes, the Invisible Encourage show is going to be one of our first. We're going to have some great stories, and we'll be moving forward with that on a regular basis. And you'll see lots more episodes coming out. We're going to give you,
We were able to dive into our archive, right? I mean, this is the
right.
amazing thing. The Brain Ideas Summit that you had done for so long, the all of that stuff can come back in. I mean, the great thing about our partnership with Your Home TV is that we have our own channel. So you'll go out there and see IDTV, Invisible Disabilities Television, and in there there'll be some subcategories where you can go find different subject matter and things like that. So the brain ideas. We have healthy humor section where some things are going to happen. There's healthy homes. In other words, some new technologies that are coming about in construction and how to do stuff in your home to help yourself. Healthy living. And obviously, we've got our Invisible No More show and a bunch of other things. What am I forgetting, Wayne?
Well, I want to tell people about what ideas means, right? So they're like, well, oh, cool, we got cool ideas. Ideas, which is unique to Invisible Disabilities, is it stands for Invisible Disabilities Education, Awareness, and Support. And so you talked about brain ideas. We have love ideas. We're going, we had an amazing love idea summit back at the beginning of COVID with, oh my goodness, the top authors and speakers on relationships across the board, on marriage relationships, on relationships in your business, all over those, living with humor and romance and all these incredible things about, how do you interact in the workplace.
That
All of
was an
those are,
interesting time, Wayne, if you'll
oh my
remember,
goodness.
because I think it was in November when we launched that. So we had all been shut down for what, 6, 7 months, and we
Right.
saw the need for relationship help in a lot of people's, everybody was forced home. And so, we're used to going to work. We used to, we don't see our spouse that much or our kids that much. And everybody was forced together. And really what we came up with was this incredible idea of hosting a relationship summit where every day for a week we allowed for 2 hours of content. And like Wayne said, we got the powerhouses, like the
My
top
goodness.
people that talk. I mean, if you went to a bookstore and looked in the relationship section, these are the guys, and they all, pro bono gave us their time and gave us, some information. And we talked to each one of them for about an hour. So we have a ton of that. And then we did all these other ones too, which were so much fun.
Well, it is amazing. We talk about healthy humor. It's great partnerships like with the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor. Every year they do an annual symposium, and they're doing it this year in Denver. I mean, that's where Ida was born in, here in Colorado, where I'm a native, and so we're real excited about and work with Karen Buxman. I mean, you always got to talk about Karen Buxman, neurohumorist. You'll see a lot of her information on humor in the different venues, in the brain ideas and the love ideas, in these different areas, because we think that great experts talking about things that can help people with invisible disabilities. And by the way, invisible disabilities is not limited to what we would consider maybe a disability like MS, or some, it's chronic fatigue, it's fibromyalgia, it's these invisible symptoms of an illness, it's PTSD, it's in the mental health, it's autism, it's what I call neuro-invisible. We'll even have a series talking about the neuro-invisible through part of our brain ideas. We'll look at how is neuro-invisible impacting in the workplace and at home and those things. So Jess, I mean, the experts are unbelievable amount of experts that we can find. We're going to launch with a great amount of phenomenal programming right off the bat. And then more to come. I mean, we're so excited. And I'll tell you, it's going to take a lot of work on our part to put them together. And the work on your part, you out there viewing this, is that we're going to need supporters and sponsors to help us actually fund this channel. And it's a great opportunity to get involved in that. Also, and I'm sure, Jess, you would agree with this, if you have incredible, we're talking professional content in the disability space, let's talk. Maybe it's something that would fit good for our channel. We might want to showcase as well. So, let us know on that too.
Yeah, the way to find us is yourhometv.com. And again, you can look for the IDTV channel on that website. So that's really exciting.
Or Invisible Disabilities Television .org, or as it really easy one, InvisibleDisabilities.tv. You go there and it'll take you right to our channel. And you'll find all kinds of great resources on our website at InvisibleDisabilities.org. We'll be talking about the different hosts and about the different shows. Oh man, I'm just so excited. Like I said, I haven't slept for 2 months, and I'm really excited about this because, we know that the people out there that we're supporting, the people that are following invisible disabilities, they have been abandoned and disregarded by their friends and family. And we want to create great resources for them to say, hey, you're not alone. We believe you. And we want to be able to support you in any way we can.
Well, like Wayne said, there's lots of resources, yourhometv.com, as well as our website, invisibledisabilities.org, which will lead you to all kinds of things that could be helpful. So again, thanks for joining us on today's show. Really was talking about technology and all of the programming that we've created over the years that now you'll have a chance to be able to go and find. So thanks, Wayne, and
Thank you,
we'll
Jess.
see you guys all later.